Hello, I'm Ben Downs, principal at Anderson County High School. This is an information meeting regarding registration for incoming freshmen, the class of 2025. We want to take the opportunity for you to get to know some things about Anderson County High School and let you know just the beautiful school and traditions that we have at our high school and let you know the information that you need for your incoming freshman son or daughter. And I have some wonderful guests with me that are going to give you tons of information. I do recommend that you follow us on social media. That's one place that we put a lot of information. On Facebook, if you just search Home of the Mavericks, ACHS Home of the Mavericks, or on Twitter at ACHS Mavs, we post a lot of information there. But we're going to talk to you a lot about registration, classes, things that go on at Anderson County High School. We're super excited for our incoming freshmen. We've heard great things about the class of 2025, and we're looking forward to meeting everyone. Unfortunately, due to current circumstances, we have to do a virtual registration information meeting. So on August the 9th, that's a Monday, we will have Freshman Only Day at Anderson County High School where freshmen come in. So don't let them freak out because they don't know what the high school looks like or don't know where they're going to class and all that. We will have a Freshman Day only on August 9th, and they'll get everything they need on that day with scheduling, with where their classes are at, what we offer at the high school. So that'll be a good day that we're looking forward to on August the 9th. It's my privilege today to get to introduce to you our freshman principal at Anderson County High School. She's in charge of all freshmen, anything that goes on with freshmen, whether it's attendance, discipline, grades, parent meetings, whatever the case may be with freshmen. She does a tremendous job with our freshmen. So I'll introduce you to her, Miss Jenny Irwin.
Hi, I'm Miss Irwin. I'm Jenny Irwin. I'm the freshman principal at Anderson County High School. Excited to welcome you to Maverick Land, you and your students. The next 4 years is quite the journey, and we're excited for you all to join us this next year. Miss Martin and myself work closely with freshmen all year long, working on the transition from middle school to high school, and we're super excited to meet y'all.
Hey, Miss Irwin, would you like to mention something about, I know you had mentioned something about Anderson County Career and Technical Center. Do you want to speak briefly with that?
Yes, so Mr. Harrell is the principal at ACCTC, and they have a lot of programs up there, and they're going to talk about the programs of study and the things offered at ACCTC, a lot of hands-on opportunities. They couldn't be with us tonight. Mr. Harrell is the principal, and Mr. Wade is the assistant principal up there. They also have a fantastic video, I believe, on our school website, sort of showing all their programs there are to offer. So I'm sorry they can't be with us tonight, but like I said, they are on our campus and a part of our school. So.
One of the best things about Anderson County High School is just all the things that we offer, from athletics to everything up at the Career Center to ROTC, band. We are blessed with a great school. I recommend and really encourage your student, son or daughter, to get involved in something. That's the way you become successful. We have a great school, and when they come on August 9th, we're going to display and show all those things. But really encourage your student to get involved in something. Most successful high school students are involved in something extracurricular. That's outside of the 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock and something they're involved in and spend some extra time in. So encourage that. We have all kinds of programs for them to be successful, and we really look forward to meeting you on August 9th. A few other people I want to introduce to you in just a second, but before I do want to mention my other assistant principals. They're not with us today because they're not in charge of freshmen, but Mr. Freeman is another one of the assistant principals, Travis Freeman. He's been an assistant principal at the high school for about 12 or 13 years now. Jason Chambers is also an assistant principal, and Gary Terry is an assistant principal, athletic director. And those three guys rotate from our sophomore to senior classes. Miss Irwin always does freshmen, and then those guys rotate. So I just wanted you to know about them, and your students will meet them again on Freshman Day on August 9th. These other wonderful ladies that are sitting with me here are our counseling department. Miss Jenny Martin, who will be speaking to you first here in just a minute, is our freshman counselor. So your entire freshman year will be centered around Miss Jenny Martin. She does a fantastic job. It's kind of the Jenny and Jenny show. Jenny Irwin is the administrator, and Jenny Martin is the counselor. So you'll really get to know Jenny and Jenny the freshman year. Casey Scott Andrea McBriar and Becky Campbell are our other 3 counselors. Depending on what your son or daughter's last name is, that's who they will be with, and we won't get into all that tonight, but that will be who they will be with the sophomore through senior year. So administrator and counselor sophomore, senior year is all depending on class and what their last name is. So just wanted to introduce everybody. At this moment, I'm going to turn the program over to Jeannie Martin. Again, I can't tell you how excited I am to meet your son or daughter and welcome them to the best high school in the state of Tennessee, Anderson County High School. Go Mavs!
My name is Jeannie Martin. I'm the freshman counselor at Anderson County High School, and we're going to talk to you tonight about all the wonderful opportunities that you'll have the class of 2025 at Anderson County High School. Like Mr. Downs has already said, your first day of high school will just be freshmen on campus, and there will be a few upperclassmen there to show you around. Of course, all your teachers will be there, so don't be nervous about coming that first day of school. We're going to make sure you know where to go on that first day. So, class of 2025, you have arrived, and 4 years will pass by quickly, okay? We're going to go over some graduation requirements with you so that you know what's going to happen at the end of these 4 years, and it's going to be a lot of fun to experience in between, but we just want you to be fully informed as you come into high school. The state of Tennessee asks that each high school in Tennessee prepare your student for either 4 years of a college or university, 2 years of community college where you may transfer to a 4-year school, or get an associate's degree at a 2-year program, or attend a technical school. So we're going to get you ready for any of those areas you would like to go after high school. To graduate in a Tennessee public school, your child has a certain amount of courses that they need to take. So we want you to see these courses ahead of time. Every year they'll be taking an English class. There will be a math course required every year to include Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, and an upper level math. In science, they're going to need 3 sciences, but we recommend 4 if they're going to start out at a 4-year college. And those will include biology, chemistry or physics, and another lab science. Your student is required to take world history, government and economics, U.S. history, and they must have a wellness class which includes PE and health and another half credit of PE to graduate. More of these requirements, personal finance is a half credit, and we're going to talk at length about the program of study. And in our booklet, this is the booklet that your child should already have in their hands. It's the 21-22 booklet for all students at Anderson County. And we have this was designed by a student at the Anderson County Career and Technical Center, and it says, "Our school, our community, our herd." We're really proud of the family atmosphere that we have at school when we mention herd. A little bit more graduation requirements before we get to the freshman year. They also need to have 2 years of a world language that we offer French or Spanish at Anderson County. And then 1 fine art is required, and you can see all the opportunities we have for fine arts there. And then we will allow the students to take several electives of their choice. The freshman year, every freshman will be enrolled in an English, math, science, wellness, other electives that they choose, and electives from their program of study. I'm going to talk to you about the 9th grade Freshman Academy. About 80% of our freshmen will go into the Freshman Academy. What this means is that our school board has provided at the 9th grade level, and we're so grateful for this. We've been doing this since 2010, and Clinton High School does as well. Our school board provides extra teachers in English and math for the freshman year. And we love that about our school system because it enables more teachers to have more time to help students grow into high school, and so they work together as a team. So as we go through these points, it provides a strong foundation in math and English. Most schools only offer English and math in 1 semester freshman year, but we offer it 2 semesters to 80% of our students. It ensures that the kids have a smooth transition into high school, and it provides great communication with teachers and parents, just an opportunity for those teachers to really get to know those students, and parents feel comfortable with a teacher that they've had all year. And then it provides lots of tutoring opportunities. We have upperclassmen that specifically tutor freshmen, and we're really proud of that program. And then also study skills and writing skills. It gives them more time to learn how to study when they come to high school. And the Freshman Academy is explained more on page 20. So like I said, the freshman year we have English and science and math requirements, but just so you know, we work really hard to place students in English, science, and math with their middle school teacher. They work with us and make sure that kids are in a class that challenges them, but not a class that's going to make them feel like they can't succeed. So in English, your child will either be recommended for English 1 Honors, which will be 1 semester or the other, Academy English, English, which would be in the fall and the spring. And like I said, that provides more opportunity for them to learn study skills and writing, and not so stressed with the English requirements in the first semester. In science, there are 3 areas that a student could take, or 3 areas that a student could go. It would be Biology 1 Honors, either 1 semester or the other, Biology 1 Regular, which it's a college prep class that meets the graduation requirement, and Agri-Science. If they have a little bit more interest in an agricultural area, they can get a science credit for that. And math is probably the area that is the most challenging to place a student in high school. We have 5 options for math freshman year, and like I said, the middle school teachers are going to help us, and the benchmarks that they take in middle school will help us prepare and place them correctly. So a student is going to need algebra at least for a full year. Some of your students may have had it in 8th grade, but nonetheless, every student will have algebra for a full year at least. The first option would be Algebra 1 for 3 semesters, and that would be a student who really needs math broken down to them. The next would be Algebra 1 in 1 semester, Part 1, and Algebra Part 2 in a 2nd semester. The third option would be only for students who took algebra in 8th grade. They would repeat it in the fall of their freshman year with a desire not to move too quickly to wait and take geometry as a sophomore. And then there might be a student that wants to reach calculus by the time they're a senior, so that means we would need to double them up freshman year, and they would have Algebra 1 Honors in the fall and Geometry Honors in the spring. And then there are those students who took algebra in 8th grade that don't need to repeat it at all, and they can move on and take geometry either semester their freshman year. Okay, so those are the academic placements for freshmen. Next, we're going to talk about the programs of study, and Ms. McBriar is going to do that for us.
Thank you, Ms. Martin. So our program of studies, basically all students will complete 3 courses in a state-approved focused elective area. That's going to, should relate to potential career area and the student's interests. This also serves to provide a concentrated training in a certain area, as well as learning more about that career for the student. This is a graduation requirement, as we previously stated, but it isn't something that's set in stone, and if the student changes their mind at some point, it is perfectly fine. It isn't something that, it's just a requirement, and it isn't something that we have to do in terms of you can never change your mind again. In introducing our career clusters, which is a tool to help students graduate and be prepared for their future goals. Our 14 career clusters are as follows. We have advanced manufacturing, agriculture, food and natural resources, arts, audio, video, technology and communications, business management and administration, education and training, finance, health science, hospitality and tourism, human services, information technology, law, public safety, corrections and security, science, technology, engineering and mathematics, transportation, distribution, and logistics. And below is the hyperlink that will show you all the link to the videos that ACCTC has on their website. a little bit more about our programs of study. So each cluster contains a state-approved program of study. So each of those has a sequence of courses that students must take to complete that program of study. It's generally 3 credits. All students must select at least one program of study and complete it for graduation requirements. So how do you choose your program of study, right? So you're going to use pages 13 through 19 of your math book, as Ms. Martin already showed you. So you're going to select a career and a career area of interest. Choose that cluster that most closely matches that career or career area. So you're going to select a program of study that you will complete based off of that. It can be current interests or possible interests for the future. So say you want to go into law. Someone told you that you are good at arguing and you should be a lawyer. So you're going to go look on page 18 in your book, and it's going to show you sample careers, aka a lawyer. So your program of study would be criminal justice and correction services, and then you will take criminal justice 1, 2, and 3, and then that will complete those graduation requirements for your program of study.
Okay. So my name is Becky Campbell, and I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about the fun classes. So we've told you some about the classes that you have to have in order to graduate, but now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the classes that you get to choose, okay? So students, basically electives are just classes that you want to take. If you look on page 19, there's a great resource there. It's basically a quick guide to electives. It kind of helps you understand that if you're interested in business, or if you're interested in welding, or if you're interested in law or early childhood, it gives you suggestions of courses that might be really good for you to take to kind of explore that career a little bit more. So first of all, we have some general electives that you can take. ROTC is a fabulous course. Like if my kids, I would encourage everybody to take an ROTC course if you can. You're not signing up for the military when you do this. It's basically a course that kind of gets you introduced to military and some disciplines that are amazing. But also, if you want a lot of bang for your buck, ROTC is a class for you, because ROTC can help you count for your program of studies. If you take 2 ROTCs, it can count as your wellness. 1 ROTC can count as that extra half PE that you have to have on top of wellness. And then also, you can also get your personal finance through ROTC. So just a great value there, as well as being exposed to a lot of great opportunities. So as a freshman, you can actually take 2 semesters of ROTC, 1 first semester, 1 second semester. So also you can go ahead and start your foreign language, Spanish 1 or French 1. I would encourage you, if you're thinking about foreign language, you probably need to have some pretty good study skills, have a level of maturation as a freshman to take those courses. There will be some studying, memorizing, a commitment maybe to spend maybe 30 minutes a night on that. So foreign language is a great course to go ahead and start, but just be sure you're ready for it. So we have a great technical school, Anderson County Career and Technical School, and we offer some great opportunities. We are so blessed, and I know that I say that a lot, but I was talking to a colleague of mine today, and she was talking about some other schools that in our area that don't necessarily have those opportunities. But we have amazing career and technical opportunities that I hope that you all will check out. And your freshman year is just a great time to check out some of these classes. Not necessarily that you're going to commit those for the rest of your life and that that's what you want to do for sure, but it's a great time to explore. So some of those courses include automotive, construction core, if you want to go into the carpentry field, machining, welding, agri-science. As Ms. Martin already said, agri-science can count as your science, but it's also a great introduction to some of those agriculture classes. Digital business, digital arts and design, engineering, computer science foundation. That's a foundation course for students that are wanting to go into some upper level coding classes. That's a required course for that. culinary, criminal justice, health science. That's a required course for students wanting to explore the health occupation fields. Intro to Human Studies, Fundamentals of Education, and Cosmetology. There's also some fine art electives that you're able to take. Once again, fine arts is a required course for you to take at least one through the 4 years that you're in high school. And if you want to go ahead and start your freshman year, we have electives like Art 1, Freshman Chorus, Theater Arts, Flags. Now Flags is definitely something that you can try out for. You're a part of the band. We're so proud of our flags. They have represented us so well over the past years. And of course, band. If you're involved at Lake City Middle School or Norris Middle School in band, we really encourage you to be a part of our band. So there's some, like I've already mentioned, the more difficult electives would include our foreign language, our French, and our Spanish. I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Scott now, and she's going to talk about the good stuff about where your high school record begins.
My name is Casey Scott, and I'm one of the counselors for upperclassmen as well. And we like to start with the end in mind. So I want to make sure that you understand as you begin high school where your grades are going to go and the kinds of things that are going to be on your record as a senior when we begin to send your information to colleges and other places that you ask us to send it to. So I talk to seniors probably every day that tell me they wish they had done a better job their freshman year with some of their classes. Basically, once you enter 9th grade, every grade that you earn is going to be on this little piece of paper called your transcript. And that is going to get sent to every college that you apply to. And also sometimes employers ask for these types of things if you go to get a job. So we just want to make sure you understand that. Some things that you can think about right now as an 8th grader as you begin to prepare are scholarship opportunities. Everybody wants to get college paid for in some form or fashion. Many scholarships, in fact, most scholarships require a certain GPA and maybe a certain ACT score to qualify for that money. One of the incredible scholarships that are available in Tennessee for our students that end up going to a college in Tennessee is a lottery scholarship or the Hope Scholarship. For this, you have to have a 3.0 GPA by the time you graduate high school at the end of your senior year. 3.0, if you don't understand how GPA works, is basically a B average. So you have to think about your grades. For every C that you make, you need an A to even that out to make sure you're at that 3.0 level to get that money. You can also earn the lottery scholarship based on your ACT score if you make a 21 composite or higher. So really either way you can earn that. If you're not familiar with the lottery, you can earn up to $16,000 in 4 years just for having a 3.0 GPA. That's not something that's too difficult for almost anybody to do if they work at it. So make sure when you start as a freshman, you understand those grades are going to follow you all the way through high school, and they can help you or they can hurt you depending on how you start. I also want to take a minute to talk about Tennessee Promise. This is something that's been around for several years now, and most people have probably heard of this, but every student that attends our high school have the opportunity to apply for this scholarship program, which will pay for their tuition at a community college like Roane State or Pellissippi, or it will also pay for your tuition at a career and technical school like TCAT, Jacksboro, Knoxville. There's a campus in Anderson County. So lots and lots of great opportunities for you to get some training after high school paid for, as long as you meet the requirements, and we just want to make sure that you know that at this time. Some other things I want to talk to you about are how to get a scholarship and keep a scholarship. You can get a scholarship with your 3.0 GPA, but if you haven't taken challenging classes, when you get to college, that might be something that's very difficult for you to keep. So we encourage all students to take the most challenging class they can. Ms. Martin did a great job of talking about Freshman Academy and how they make sure you're in the correct English and math class because they don't want to overwhelm you. So my advice is to take the hardest class that you have the ability to take and do a good job in. We are so blessed to have several options for all of our classes academically. Most classes we offer a regular version, an honors version, an AP, and a dual enrollment version. So there's lots and lots of opportunities for you to take the proper course. If you're not familiar with AP and dual enrollment, AP is a class that is college level, and you can take a test at the end, and if you score high enough, you can get college credit for taking that course in high school. So it's an incredible opportunity. Dual enrollment those are classes that we actually take in conjunction with Roan State or TCAT, and students earn high school credit and college credit at the same time. So whatever grade they make in their high school class, they're also getting credit at that college that we're paired with, and they earn the same grade as well. So lots of great opportunities for your student to go ahead and get some college credit out of the way. Speaking of college credit, we have an incredible opportunity with Roan State Community College for students to go into middle college. This is a program that starts after a student has completed their 10th grade year, but there's definitely some things you need to think about as an 8th grader to make sure you're on the right path if that's something you're interested in. Essentially, you need to go ahead and start your world language, which is Spanish or French, as a 9th grader, and you need to make sure you've completed Algebra 2 by the end of 10th grade. So in order to do that, you can either take the option of doubling up in math in your freshman year. Ms. Martin talked about that. I believe it was option 4, where you take algebra in the fall and geometry in the spring. Or if you're not sure if you're ready to do that, you can wait till your 10th grade year and we can talk about doubling you up and taking geometry and algebra 2 as a 10th grader. Those requirements are Roan State requirements, so that's nothing that we have a lot of flexibility on. Just want you to be aware of it. If you're interested at all in that, the book talks about it on page 11. It gives all the requirements that you have to earn and how that process will be started. So make sure that you look at that, and if you have an interest, it would be a great idea to email Ms. Martin or make sure you communicate with her at some point in your freshman year so she can help guide you properly on that pathway. All right, I'm gonna move on to some general topics for discussion as well. There's things about our school that just are new to you and you probably don't know. The first thing is our schedule change policy. It's on page 5 in our book, so if you have that, you can look at that. But pretty much when we start making our schedule, we tailor it specifically to what students ask for. So pretty much if you ask for a class and you get in there, we ask you to commit to that and stay in it for that year. So just be mindful when you're looking through the book, make sure you really look at those descriptions and watch those videos and understand what you're signing up for, because there's a really good chance if you change your mind once you get to school and want to get out of that class that you won't be able to do that. So please familiarize yourself with that. Also want to talk about Skyward. We've had Skyward for several years in this county, and I'm sure most of you are very familiar with Skyward. At the high school level, we depend on it very heavily for communication about grades and about report cards. All of our report cards are loaded digitally for you to access at any time and print off at any time. We also load in test scores like pre-ACT, ACT, and those types of things. So if you're not using Skyward regularly, we would recommend that you get in that habit and you check it every single day. Our teachers are amazing to post grades very, very regularly, and it's a great way to keep up with missing assignments and things like that so you don't get behind. Parent and teacher conferences, we do have Skyward, and that's a great communication tool, but there's still times where you may need to come in and speak with teachers. You are always welcome to request one of those. So if you want to do that, you just need to contact Ms. Martin, and she can set that up with the teacher or teachers if you need to meet with multiple teachers at the same time to make sure that you get the communication that you need for your students. Remediation and tutoring, we have an hour-long lunch period that we call halftime. This is an incredible opportunity for your student because we have built in the day time for every student to get remediation or tutoring from their teacher. So how that works, you may be assigned remediation if you missed the test or if you're struggling in a subject. A teacher may say, you have to come see me today at lunch to get some help and to finish this up. On the flip side of that, if you're not assigned remediation, but you feel like you want some extra help, you are always welcome to go during that 30-minute time period, see your teacher, and get some additional help. So there's really no reason between the Freshman Academy tutoring and our remediation tutoring at halftime that you should be struggling. There are lots of resources. So if you get to high school and you feel that you're not getting what you need, make sure you reach out to someone and we will help you and make sure you get that tutoring and help. Mav Day, that's something that is a registration day similar to Laker Day and Senator Day that you had in 8th grade. But basically on Mav Day, you get to come to the school for part of the day and take care of any miscellaneous items that need to be taken care of. It's a day to pay insurance for Chromebooks, check out clubs, meet people, and all kinds of things like that. You're going to get a mail out in the summer, probably around late July, that's going to outline that for you, but that'll be your first opportunity to come to campus for at least part of the day and see what's going on. That's also when you're going to get your schedule. So for those of you who like to know ahead of time what classes you're in and what teachers you have, you will get that on that day and take care of any other situations that you need to handle. Mr. Downs talked about Freshman Day, and that is your first day, the incredible opportunity to be at school without upperclassmen and make sure you know what you're doing before everybody gets back to campus. We'll make sure that you see every teacher that day and walk through your schedule, but we'll also go through just some of the general things that you need to know about our school to make sure you feel comfortable before everybody gets back to campus. We also have a website. Mr. Downs mentioned our Twitter and social media platforms. Our website also has great information on it. In fact, the booklet, if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say the booklet, that's on our webpage, the main Anderson County High School page. It's linked at the bottom right. So if you didn't get one for whatever reason, that can be found on our main page, and you can reference some of these page numbers that we're talking about. But if you ever have questions, please reference that. We post many great documents there, and a lot of important communications will go on our website for you to view. The final thing I want to talk about, and this is kind of going back to beginning with the end in mind that I talked about a few minutes ago, is recognition at graduation. Graduation probably seems like a very long time away for most of you, but I promise high school goes by in a flash, and you'll be thinking about these things sooner than you think. So if you look at page 7 in your book, it's outlined very clearly what types of things we recognize at graduation. So if you've ever been to a graduation, you probably see students wearing cords. There's 2 ways that you can get a cord at graduation. The first way is to be a graduate with distinction. In order to do that, you have to have a 3.0 GPA. That probably sounds familiar because it's the same GPA that you need for the lottery scholarship. And you also have to meet some other requirements. They're listed for you in the booklet, but basically a 3.0 and earn a nationally recognized certification. That's something that you could earn through your CTE classes at Anderson County Career and Technical Center. Lots of opportunities to get those. You can participate in a governor's school over the summer. You can participate in all-state music or chorus. You can be selected as a national merit finalist or semifinalist. You can attain a 31 or higher composite on the ACT. You can earn a 3 or higher on at least 2 AP exams, or you can earn 12 or more semester hours of transcripted post-secondary credit. So basically some of those opportunities for college credit I talked about, if you earn those, you can also be a distinction graduate with a 3.0. Another way you can get a cord at graduation is to be a graduate with honors. This is solely based on your ACT scores and meeting those ACT benchmarks by the end of your senior year. Those benchmarks are an 18 in English, a 22 in math, a 22 in reading, and a 23 in science. Finally, we have an honorific distinction. That is summa cum laude, magna cum laude, and cum laude, if you're familiar with those terms, that students can be designated at graduation with certain requirements. To earn that, students must be an honors graduate, so they have to meet those benchmarks on the ACT that I just described, and then they also have to have a certain weighted GPA. With a 3.5 to 3.79, you can earn cum laude. With 3.8 to 3.99, you can earn magna cum laude. And with a 4.0 or higher, you can earn summa cum laude. So those are some things to think about as you enter high school next year. Just want to make sure you understand everything that's available to you and that you are ready for that when you get to be a senior in 2025.
Thank you, Ms. Scott. So I think we've covered everything except just what to do next. So we just kind of want to end with giving the family, each family of the class of 2025 an assignment. Definitely want you to look through this book together, and it's for you know, it's a book that's informative, but we're just an email and a phone call away if you still have questions. So look through the book, and you want to do what we've talked about with selecting a possible program of study. Several ways to do that, and I think Ms. McBriar made a great point. It's not a time that's you're deciding your whole future and you can't ever change your mind. You are just going with what you're thinking now. And one of my favorite things to say to 8th grade families at this time, I was in your shoes not too long ago. It did go by fast. But to think about the end and keeping the end in mind, like Ms. Scott said, but also aiming at something. If you aim at nothing, you'll hit nothing every time. So we want to go with what you're thinking right now. And these friends of mine, counselors, are going to meet with you at the end of your freshman year and just give you an opportunity to say, you know what, I tried out this course and I decided I've changed my mind. And that didn't cost the family a dime to do that. So in the past, I've heard parents say, man, I really like that we get to re-look at it with our child, because when they go to college sometimes they have spent money to try to figure that out. So we just like to meet with our kids every year and reevaluate what they're thinking at that time. So the third assignment would be to pick 4 courses. Miss Campbell went over all of the opportunities and courses that you would have as a freshman. You're going to have to choose 4 electives, but have 2 alternates in mind. And we will be sending out a Google form in a couple of weeks for you to pick your classes, and that will be set in stone at that time for your freshman year, however. So just keep in mind that you don't have to stress about which area or which English, math, and science course you're going to go into as far as your level or whatever. Your benchmark test that you took this year, your teachers are great to help us decide, and the academic coaches at the high school and the middle schools are all looking to make sure that you get in the most challenging course possible, and but one that doesn't make you feel like you don't know what you're doing. So we just want you to be challenged, and just know that we're a phone call away if you get a recommendation and you're wondering why you may have received that recommendation. So what happens next? So, like I said, look in your email for a Google registration form, and then your English, math, and science recommendations will also come in an email. And like I said, we will definitely revisit that with you if you have questions. Our number at Anderson County High School is, of course, 865-457-4718. That's our guidance number, and we look so forward to welcoming the class of 2025. Go Mavs! Woo.